Welcome to Gunners Are Us, where we are positively Arsenal.
And that we are.
We're positively all things football, all things considering.
And we're kind of getting close to being positively Arsenal again.
Yes.
Which is nice, because I think I'm going to name this episode England Lose,
Yes.
Arsenal are back.
Yes.
Because yesterday actually marked the return of Arsenal to training.
Yes.
Which I think is very interesting.
I just watched a lovely 15-minute Arteta interview on the Arsenal YouTube right before we came on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, England have lost a final.
Yep.
Arsenal go straight back into training. Yeah. And football never ends.
It keeps moving.
It keeps moving. And we are Gunners Are Us podcast. Listen to us on iTunes and Spotify. We're on TikTok as well, Gunners Are Us podcast. We drop 2 videos a day. It's been one for the last week because I've been on holiday. But I mean, I've managed to get the one out minimum.
Heck yeah.
The lives have still been going out with Joe on 10 a.m. GMT. And straight after this podcast recording, we'll be going straight into TikTok Live anyway. But if you're listening to this, it's come out just after. So join us next week, Wednesday, GMT, 10 a.m.
We've got a good little crew in there now. They turn up week in, week out. We talk about all things.
People know it's coming now. So it's quite nice. It's quite nice to be involved in. So we've got a lot to get to. This is the weirdest part because we've only done this our first season. This is going to be an interesting period of the year.
Yeah, we haven't done this.
No, we haven't done it. We started, our first episode was the preview of week 1 of last season. And we've gone straight from the Premier League into the Euros. And there was like a little week gap where we were talking about England. England went the distance.
Yeah.
So we're officially out of that. Arsenal back in training. The Premier League isn't for another, what do you reckon?
Hang on.
3.5 weeks? 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's like early August. So yeah.
15th, is it? 14th?
Yeah.
Are we at the 14th yet?
It's now the 17th.
So we're under a month. So probably 3.5 weeks. The Community Shield is in, that means 2.5 weeks.
Yes.
And Arsenal are in America in the next, we're probably leaving in the next couple of days, to be fair.
Yeah, I think they're training in Marbella at the minute, ready to go to America.
Well, they're in London. Are
they back in London now?
Yeah, they're in Colney.
Oh, I know they did a bit of training in Marbella. And I know America was next. And then they've obviously got Leverkusen and then Lyon in the Emirates Cup after that.
Emirates Cup. Yeah, no, they all returned to training yesterday. Wow. The ones that could. It looks like Rice, Saka, Raya, Ramsdale are going to be given 3 weeks off.
Okay.
Which, considering when they stopped, it was 4 weeks until the season.
Yeah.
Means they're going to return to training the week before the Premier League.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if they're starting the season. But, I mean, that's all your goalies. Yeah. And we have an issue already with having no goalies.
Someone has to play.
So, yeah, I'm assuming they'll ask someone like Raya or someone to just, stay as fit as possible, already off time, have a short holiday and come back early, because that's one thing you can't be without, really.
No, you kind of need that. You need a man between the sticks,
Whereas Saka and Rice, I could see Jorginho starting with maybe a new signing and Odegaard in the middle.
Yeah.
Or you could have Nelson up front with Havertz and Martinelli.
Yeah.
And I think you could get away with it, maybe.
Yeah, goalie's the one place you can't really.
The goalie, yeah. Even if you had a backup, like if England didn't go to distance and Ramsdale was available.
Yeah.
That would have been fine.
Yeah,
but it's the fact that the 2 goalies happened to go to the final, but neither of them even played.
Neither played, so maybe we'll see them quicker than we expect.
They still could get out of the day, though, aren't they? So, it's going to be interesting. But the thing with Rice and Saka, as much as I want them back for the start, they do need time.
Saka particularly does. He's breaking.
Those 2 played Rice literally played like every minute of every game.
Yeah.
But Saka looked so out on his feet by the end there.
Yeah.
That, they need that time off. And once they have that time off, I think we'll see the best of them again.
Mm.
But no, they returned to the Colney yesterday. They were doing all the fitness checks, all the kind of where they jump in the air and they check like velocity.
Heck yeah.
And in the video, a couple of things that I was surprised at was Tierney was there.
Oh.
And again, he is an Arsenal player.
Yeah.
But he got injured in the Euros. He's been away on loan and he was just chatting with Odegaard and doing all the fitness stuff. But again, you have to do it with the whole squad.
Yeah. Yeah. Is he not due to go back out again, or?
No, he's got no loan deal. I think he's currently injured from that Euro thing.
Yeah,
he's still got a few more weeks on that.
Okay,
but I don't know what's going to happen with Tierney. There's certain players like when you looked at it was just the players that didn't go to Euros.
Yeah,
and Tierney.
Yeah,
but the Scottish did go out very early.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's teams like Ukraine that went out group stage.
Yeah,
there's no Zinchenko.
Okay,
quite yet. Poland went out of the group stage, I believe.
Yeah,
No Kiwior. So I don't know if Tierney's back simply because he's injured.
probably the best, safest place for him to be right now.
Yeah, and I guess if you went out in the group stages, you went out 3 weeks after Tierney left the competition, or 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because Tierney got injured and then went straight back to England to rehab. So maybe it's that. But I would have thought before that start of that American tour in the next 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess we're gonna see Yakivior's, Zinchenko's. I can't think of too many others. Maybe Gabriel and Martinelli.
Yep.
Because
They
Brazil went out in the quarters, I believe.
Yeah,
quarters. So they've been already gone for a week or so. I would have thought they'd try and rush back like the likes of Havertz, who's, he went out in the group round of 16, the quarters.
Yeah, he's a couple of weeks ahead of the others.
Yeah, he's just a little bit ahead. So I wonder if they're going to try and fit that in because, for this tour, Karl Heim's going to have to do a lot, isn't he?
Yeah.
In goal. And
he's going to have to do academy. He's going to have to play for everyone.
Yeah, and when you look across to even the team, it's the team that played against Boreham Wood the other day.
Yeah.
It wasn't even any of the Odegaards and it was just the under-21s.
Yeah.
So I'd have thought they have to put together a good enough team for this America tour because it's big money.
Yeah.
But Timber's there, Odegaard, Tierney, but I don't think he's fit. Tomiyasu, Thomas Partey, Eddie, Smith Rowe, which is interesting, was not in the video, and he's fully fit.
Yeah,
and he didn't go anywhere.
There's a lot of talk of him leaving this.
So the talk of this Fulham deal definitely feels like maybe that is where we're at, because he was not in the video at all, and he wasn't training or anything.
I'd say if Havertz gets back in time, though, that also means Trossard should be back in time because they kind of went out very similar
time. Yeah, Trossard and Havertz. I wonder if they've asked them, could you be back right before the American tour, and then they can kind of get fit on the American tour. But there's also a chance they'll be starting as soon as the American tour finishes.
Yeah.
But those types of guys will definitely be available for the Emirates Cup and all that kind of stuff. So
Leverkusen game will be interesting.
Yes.
That'd be a fun match.
I think realistically, it's just for us, Raya Ramsdale and Raya Rice and Saka is going to be the issue.
Yeah.
Getting them fit for the start of the season. I think everyone else will be fit.
Yeah.
And I would have thought we would bring in a couple of players that hopefully aren't Spanish or English.
Yeah.
This is where we buy Eze for good money. And
anyone that's had a good rest,
Yeah, it'd be nice just to have extra players for the start of the season. But either way, I think it'll be absolutely fine. We're going to get into more Arsenal talk as the show goes on, because I know a lot of you guys have kind of followed along on Gunners R Us for the England talk. And we've got to kind of finish this tournament before we start talking too much about Arsenal.
We need to put a bow in it.
We do have to put a bow in it. And that starts with, I think, last week's episode. So it's been really weird. I recorded before I left.
Yep.
The day before I left travel day. So that was 2 weeks ago, this past Monday.
Yeah.
And then I recorded last Wednesday that went up late because I did it at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. American time, which was 4 in the afternoon. So it's been a bit odd. And it was on my phone. There was no intro song. There was no nothing. There was no SeatGeek code.
It was just raw football chat.
It was raw football chat. And last week's episode, I think, was 20 minutes. So
to the point.
This is the first one properly back. And I think last week I was saying, I think that night we had to play Holland.
Yeah.
So at this point, I think I was kind of alluding to either we're going to go beat Holland and then go to a final, or we're not going to beat Holland and next week we're going to talk about what England needs to do.
Yeah.
In the end, a lot happened. We beat Holland in the last minute, Ollie Watkins. We went to a final, we've lost, and now the manager's quit.
Yeah, so we kind of got all of it.
So realistically, everything in the world that could have happened did happen, really. But no, we did beat Holland. The game was much better.
Yeah.
In the second half, dropped off a lot.
Yeah, the first half though, if they're capable of that, they need to keep that up.
That's the dream, that's how they should be always playing. And then Ollie Watkins comes off the bench and scores a late winner.
Heck of a goal.
Unreal scenes, really, which sets up the final with Spain, who have been comfortably the best team to watch and probably the best team. They won every single game, scored most goals, all these kind of things. I must admit, going into it, I didn't think I wasn't. If Arsenal playing Man City and you're like, oh god, we're going to get smashed. Well, not necessarily in recent years, but that feeling of, oh, we have no chance here. What's the point? Like if Arsenal drew Man City in a final, the FA Cup, it wasn't even that hard. Like I felt kind of like it's 50-50.
It was more just hard based on what they'd done in the tournament up to that point.
Yeah,
really.
like squad wise, we were much better than Spain.
Yeah.
I think the starting 11s were, the combined 11s are tough if you're going by the Euros.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's no one in the world that's taking Danny Almo over Jude Bellingham in reality. But in the tournament, you would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it was a weird tournament.
No one's taking Yamal over Saka in reality, but in the tournament, maybe.
Yeah.
Foden and Nico Williams, I think before this tournament, no one would have, if you could have either player in your team, everyone wanted Foden.
Yeah.
But because of the tournament, you wanted Nico Williams.
The tournament kind of flipped things on its head a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Squad-wise, we definitely were better, but we never really clicked into gear. I thought the final was actually quite cagey. It wasn't a bad performance at all. We went 1-0 down to the Nico Williams goal.
Yeah.
Then we got back into it with Cole Palmer.
Yep.
Only the fourth, fifth player ever to score in a final for England.
That's an illustrious list.
With Luke Shaw and then the 66 lads.
Yeah.
That's mad. That's like history, isn't it?
Yeah.
And at that point, we really put the pressure on. And at this point, Rodri was off. I think Nico Williams might be off. Someone was like that. So Morata was off.
Yeah.
They'd kind of set up shop as if to say, we're probably going to win this 1-0. We score. Then we put on the Jets. And at that point, I thought, we're going to win this. Like, momentum-wise. And there's someone's pinpointed an exact moment in which it all went wrong.
Yeah.
And we win a throw from a bit of pressure over in the top, like kind of, near the corner flag of Spain. And Kyle Walker looks around, and he throws about a 40-yard pass back to John Stones on the halfway line, who gets pressured, who plays it back to Pickford, who goes long with it, and it goes straight to the goalie. We never regained possession properly in the game.
Jesus.
After that. And I mean, we had 5-6 minutes of just sustained on the edge of the box, creating chances. And that was the moment. So that would make sense that was the way in which England destroyed themselves. But for me, we weren't good enough.
No.
I think we had the most heart maybe in the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Because of the late goals. We never out of the game. Even this one, when they scored, I thought, oh, we're not going to score.
Yeah.
We got back into it. And then all of a sudden we showed moments. And you just think, my God, this is, they have something. But then they score late on. And that is the curtains really for England.
Yeah, the way we kind of set up in this tournament was different to anything I've ever seen from England in a tournament. I think in past years, we always seem to play well, but we don't ever create moments. We don't win the penalty shootouts. We don't score last-minute goals. We don't pull goals out of nowhere. In this tournament, it was the opposite. We weren't playing great, but we were creating moments. We won penalty shootouts. We scored some historic last-minute goals.
Yeah.
Like one of those like you dream of on the school playground sort of last-minute goals. And that's what made me believe going into the final that maybe it was our year. Because in the past, we don't do that normally. Normally, we play well and just lose.
Yeah, and I think that was a joint thought. I think a lot of people felt that way. Like, surely this isn't for nothing, like all these late goals and all that. But again, someone also brought another really good point, which was England threw a bus parade for England in 1990. Was it 1990 or 94 that we didn't? One of them we didn't make it, did we?
94. Wait.
USA?
Yeah, USA 94. We weren't there.
Yeah, so 1990 we came fourth.
Yeah.
We won. We lost the third place game.
Yeah.
And they threw an open bus parade for England when they came home.
Yeah.
How well they did. And hundreds of thousands of people turned up in London.
Times have changed.
That's what I was going to say that's what's interesting is that was 24 years post winning the World Cup.
Yeah.
And obviously beyond that point, you go to Euro 96, we hit a semi-final. Then we have the golden generation, they hit nothing but quarters.
Yeah.
Then Southgate takes over. And I mean, we've been to a semi-final of a World Cup.
Yeah.
So essentially redid what 1990 did.
Yeah.
No open bus parade. We go and get to a final of the Euros. We lose the final, so we came second.
Yeah.
Then we go to a quarterfinals. We lose to France, who were very good in the World Cup. And then this year we go to another final. And majorly, it was just negativity.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think Southgate's a good manager generally. I think he
No.
might be a good man manager to the team. I think he has that team very together.
Oh, it felt like the vibes were very good.
Yeah, and I think that is a massive part of why they do well. Is I think he has them playing as a family, a unit. But I just don't think he's a tactician. I don't think he understands the type of players we need.
No.
There was fundamental mistakes that he kept making. For example, Kane was clearly not fit. He
Yeah.
shouldn't have started that final. We all knew that. He did it. We wasted 60 minutes. We brought on Watkins and Palmer. Then we started to actually score and
Yeah.
start doing
We're
stuff.
basically playing with 10 men up to that
Yeah,
point.
and it was almost like it was like a little you're welcome, Harry.
Yeah.
Have your little 60 minutes, and then we'll try and get in the game. And it's like, we just wasted 60 minutes that we could have been like pushing. And for example, Harry Kane is only good when he has wide wingers that want to run beyond.
Yeah.
He's done that at Tottenham. He's done it at Bayern Munich. He only played him with players that wanted to come to the ball.
Yeah.
Then the times he did bring on players that wanted to run, he took Harry Kane off.
Yeah.
So there's just fundamental things like that. You just think, how, and from the start, we wanted Foden and Bellingham in the middle with Rice behind to, to be able to get on the left-sided winger. By the end of this game, when we're playing well, Palmer was playing 10 with Foden, with Rice as the 6.
Yeah.
And Bellingham was out wide, which I think was, that makes no sense because Palmer plays out left for Chelsea.
Yeah.
So but still, he had all those players on, which is what we said at the start of the tournament. And he's doing that in the final, not in the group stage. He wouldn't even do it in the group stage. He wouldn't do it against Slovakia. He was scared to take players off against Slovakia. He accepted a loss against Slovakia without making any changes.
Yeah.
And it was only Bellingham's bicycle kick that kept him in it. So
it makes you feel like, I think I made this analogy on the night of the final. When you watch Arsenal and you watch Arteta's input on the sideline during the game, you pretty much see him the whole game.
Yeah.
He's running up and down the sideline, even though he probably shouldn't be, telling everyone what to do by the second, basically. And it shows on the pitch. You can see how cohesive it all is. It's almost robotic, as some people would call it. Southgate was kind of the opposite. I got the impression that during our game, Southgate is literally just standing or sitting there, staring at the pitch.
Yeah, he's a fan. But
yeah.
But again, old school managers like not Wenger necessarily, but like Ferguson's and these guys, that's what they were. The work got done on the training field, and then once you're there, it's essentially up to the players.
Yeah,
make this happen now.
I think you got to adapt these days.
I think you do, but even when you look at a lot of the coach, like the Spain coach isn't a massive tactician.
No,
but what he did do is he put the best team out.
Yeah,
and we won. He was going with he was playing a 16-year-old that whole tournament. From the 16-year-old started every single game. Do you think you'd ever see an England team play a 16-year-old on the wing and play every single game and allow them to
basically become the star?
Yeah, it won't happen. They didn't really want to do it with Saka 4 or 5 years ago. They didn't. Walcott went to a World Cup at 16 and didn't play.
Yeah,
that's how much faith they had. They were like, he's really good, so we'll play him.
Yeah,
and they got rewarded. And I think after the first group stage, I think you should have gone, all right, second game, we're going to take off Foden and put Palmer in. We're going to take off Kane and put Watkins in.
Yeah.
We're going to take off Gallagher and put Mainu in.
Yeah.
Which he did do. Maybe Walker off for Gomez. And you just go, let's see what this does. But instead, he was so nervous about the group stages. But the later it went into the tournament, the more willing he was to make changes.
Yeah.
And it seems like, isn't it supposed to be the opposite? Like, have a bit of fun in the group stage because we won the first game.
Figure it out early.
Like when we said on the podcast, once you win that first game, you're pretty much through.
Yeah.
The way the Euros works, 3 points should be enough to go through even at the third place finish.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want to go first, but it allows you room to play 2 games. And then we had Slovakia, so it's even more room.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a 4th group stage. And they just made such a meal of it. They didn't really rotate the teams very well. I don't know. I think it was a badly managed tournament, even though it went to a final. I think that's the sour taste there.
That's kind of what this run of Southgate's, was it 8 years? It kind of feels like that. It kind of feels like he had the best group of England players we've ever had, but he's not quite good enough as a manager to match the players on the field.
Yeah.
But the players got him through to these moments and these achievements that technically I've never, in my lifetime, I've literally never seen England have a run like this past 8 years with Southgate.
Yeah.
Like we've never been that dominant, even though the performances on the field may not show it. I feel like it was a case of he's got the best combination of players ever for England. but he's just not quite cutting it as the manager. Whereas if you replace him with someone who is a good enough manager to match the players, I think you got success.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is early on in his run, I think people loved him because he did play youth.
Yeah.
And I think as time went on, he did what all managers tend to do, which is they revert back to true and tested big players
Yeah.
and they just stick with them a bit too long. And I think that was his issue. Again, it's also the other side of the coin, which is just how could you sniff at 2 finals?
Yeah.
I mean, up until 2021, we'd been in 1 final.
Yeah.
And it was in England, and it was in 1966. And then we do another one in England in 2021. Nearly 25 years later. We waited 25 years for a second final, and we lost it.
But
then we only had to wait 3 years, and we got another one.
You really can't fault what he achieved with the England. I mean,
I think on paper, he's the best England manager of all time.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's what makes it make no sense.
Yeah. But I think that is mainly because the crop of players were good enough to pull him through.
But you think of the golden generation, they didn't get anything.
Yeah, I feel like this group is different though. I feel like we've got players who are playing in the top leagues all over the world. Most of those players are winners in their leagues.
Yeah.
So I think this combination of players is elite now, which we've never had before.
I mean, Beckham, Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, Rooney, that crew.
Yeah.
How's that not winning? You know what I mean? Like they didn't pull their manager through, and they had good managers like Sven.
Yeah.
I don't know, but again, that was also they were playing up against like essentially in prime Messi, Ronaldo coming through. They had
everyone else had
Brazil that were unreal. Like when you look at the World Cup in a few years, Argentina, they've just won Copa.
Yeah.
Which Lou and I have a nice comment, which is proper Copa.
Yeah.
Which is essentially any kind of fighting or like or crazy decision.
Yeah, the vibe for the Copa was way different to the Euros.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of polite, the Euros in comparison.
Because realistically, all we're adding is those crew to the World Cup.
Yeah.
And you're removing the likes of potentially Poland and Georgia.
Yeah.
And adding in Argentina, Brazil, Colombia. Yeah. Colombia look really nice, really tidy team.
Yeah.
Argentina have won back-to-back Copas with a World Cup in there.
Yeah.
So that's unreal. But when you watch them, they're awful.
Yeah.
It's such a bizarre team. It's just Messi holding together a team. And I mean, he hurt his ankle bad in that final.
Yeah, he did.
But, you know, I'm not scared of Argentina. You know, if we played Argentina, I wouldn't be like, oh, God, we've lost.
No one's particularly scary.
No. So we're playing the best of the best in the Euros. So the fact that we've got to the final, and I think the only real good team, you know, France never turned up.
No.
Spain were very good. Other than that, I think Germany were just really good at times and then really poor at times.
Yeah.
I don't think we were particularly good, but I still think we have the best squad in the world. So I think with a progressive manager that's playing progressive football, attacking, teams will be terrified of England. Because if they can get all those players in a team and actually playing together, I think the world's their oyster. So who would you say you would like as the next England manager? I've seen the favourites are Graham Potter, Eddie Howe, the Thomas Tuchel is in there, Klopp is in there. I forget his name.
Cottrell.
No. Is it Cottrell?
Yeah.
I keep saying it's Cottrell, but I don't think it is. It's the under-21s manager. Oh my God. Lee Carsley? Maybe Lee Carsley? Either way, the under-21s manager, who would you have? And a lot of people have been saying that they're devastated at the idea that that's the actual crop.
Yeah.
But I mean, what name?
There's no
name more.
That's about it.
And I mean, most people want an English manager.
Yeah.
So you remove Tuchel and Klopp. Eddie Howe's out Newcastle. Graham Potter's not within a job. The under-21s manager makes sense, but it feels like a
we're doing Southgate again.
Yeah, it feels like a media thing of very nice and tidy. He worked with these youngsters. You'll get the best out of them. And what you do is you'll come up, you'll play the team he used to have, which is Foden, Palmer, and Saka, and all these guys.
Yeah.
And then as the tournament comes in, he goes, "Oh, we have to play Kane. He's world class." It just feels like we need someone who's proven year after year. He goes with youth.
Yeah,
that's Graham Potter for me.
Well, I mean, the fact that we've got a pitch full of winners now, like elite players that win, or in their respective clubs and situations, a lot of them. It sounds nice bringing like a Potter in or an Eddie Howe, but I feel like you're doing Southgate again. It feels like none of them have really won anything. They don't know
Yeah.
what it is to win. So
Yeah.
I think if you're going for the jugular of international football, it has to be top level elite managers who've actually won stuff like a Klopp.
Yeah.
Like it has to be. Like I think if you're going, otherwise it's just going to be the same again. It's going to be a load of really good players and someone running the ship that doesn't really know how to keep up with the players.
Yeah. The reason I like Potter is just I think he's proven he can get more out of teams.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he can get more out of that crew, I mean, he gets the youngsters out of Brighton,
Yeah.
and he overachieved. If you give him the best players in the world, could he overachieve with them?
Yeah. I think Potter's the top of the list for me for
Because
sensible English options.
yeah, the thing with Potter I like is I think if he can get a tune out of them, he's a tactician.
Yeah.
So like if he could actually just go, you play here, you play here, he wouldn't make mistakes like Kane not playing with wingers, and then when wingers come on, he takes Kane off. That's what all the pundits, all the fans could see.
Yeah.
I mean, Potter will know exactly what's what.
Yeah.
And I think that's what excites me is he won't play people out of position. He just won't play them.
Yeah.
He'll make the right players for the right places.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean by the winner thing. But I mean, Southgate's a relegated one couple time manager who really failed at being a manager.
Yeah.
Potter's not a failure.
No.
I know people would say like a Chelsea failed, but I mean anyone's going to fail at Chelsea.
It's best.
But Brighton, he was unbelievable. He's gone through the European system to get there.
Yeah.
He's without a job. It kind of just makes sense, and I feel like he's kind of been waiting for it.
I think Potter's the smart option.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to take the next step towards like something better. Yeah.
But again, I understand the premise of get a winner like a Klopp or something. Klopp got offered the USA job and said, "I'm stopping. I'm not doing football for."
I feel like Klopp needs a rest.
Yeah, and I think I saw today there's a big rumor, which is that they want Pep to be the next manager. So what they're thinking of is making an interim manager until 2025, which would mean that interim manager would basically have to get through some World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah,
and maybe a Nations League. I don't know when the Nations Leagues are. And then when Pep finishes next summer with City, he would move into it. And Pep did recently say he's done with club football after City.
Okay,
he's probably not going to manage another club.
Yeah.
Which means if he went and did 6, 7, 8 years at England, it kind of would make sense.
Yeah.
But is he also now looking at Spain going, do you know what? He could, because I think anywhere he wants to go, that country or club will make room.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
The Spain manager just won the Euros. He deserves a World Cup, right?
Yeah.
If in a year's time Pep goes to them, I'll take them to the World Cup. They'll go, all right. And because he could look at that and go, do you know, they've got a golden generation. I could become a legend and win 6 tournaments or something. I don't know. But you could also do it with England because most consider him the best manager of all time with Alex Ferguson. If he now took over England and delivered them he brought it home.
Yeah.
He's the best manager of all time.
He's the guy that brought it home.
Do you know what I mean? But it's right there.
Yeah.
Like if you're a world-class manager, you're looking at it going, oh my God, they're in the finals every year.
Yeah.
They're clearly the best squad. They just need that little extra. And I could be, like anyone could. Like Potter's looking at probably going, my God, they made so many mistakes. Like I wouldn't allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Give me 6 years. Give me 3 tournaments.
Yeah.
I'll have them winning one of them.
I'd love.
And then if Potter does, he gets a statue outside Wembley for the rest of his life.
Oh, it's historic.
It's right there. And I also have a theory, which is Southgate is almost Arteta.
Okay.
I worry that Arteta and Southgate are going to have the same energy, which is taking something that never happens, getting them so close, doing all the hard work for someone else to come in and take that reward because he couldn't quite get it over the line.
Yeah.
And that's why I worry about Arteta. If he goes another year and he doesn't win a league, he doesn't win anything, people are going to go, oh, he's not the second coming of Pep. He's Pochettino.
Yeah.
He was Pochettino's Spurs, who had 5 really good years where they... By the way, when people talk about that, the golden generation of Spurs, which was Pochettino, Ali, Kane, and this lot, they had 5 years. They reached a Champions League final.
Yeah.
They came 3rd once. They didn't challenge.
Yeah.
We are not them.
That's not a fun DVD to watch.
It keeps getting talked about that we're them. In the 5 years that Arteta's been there, and the 5 years Poch did at Tottenham, Arteta won 2 Community Shields in the FA Cup. Pochettino won no trophies.
Yeah.
Arteta's gone to 1 quarterfinal of the Champions League. They went to a final. That's very impressive. They challenged, they say, against Leicester. but we came second that year,
Yeah.
and we did not challenge that year.
Yeah.
So did they really challenge? We've legitimately challenged twice. That came down to the last day of the season one year, and the other one was three games out.
And he's transformed the club inside and out as well. Like, there's a lot of changes.
Already, I think he's miles beyond the golden generation of Pochettino at Spurs. But I can see that in 10 years' time, if he left next year and we came second again, it could easily be categorized and put away in a filing cabinet next to Pochettino.
Yeah.
Going, oh, nearly men.
Yeah.
You know, even though he's already delivered a trophy, a real trophy in FA Cup and a couple second-hand trophies in the Community Shield. But the trophies, you know, if you offered Spurs a Community Shield right now for coming second, let's say last year, they would bite your hand off of it and be like, oh, we got a trophy, cool. Everyone can get off our backs.
Yeah.
So, I do worry Southgate is that, and he's now left, and he deserves a statue for what he's done to England.
Yeah, he does.
But Potter walks in, wins the Spurs tournament, and he has the statue, and everyone goes, "Oh, Potter's such a legend," and like Southgate's like, "Yeah, I there's nothing to do with that." But I think Spain would deserve to win. His made some real stars at the tournament, and we all knew how good Nico Williams was, but I personally don't think he was actually that impressive. Nico Williams, I thought he's okay.
Yeah.
Yamal was unbelievable.
Yep.
Olmo
was wild.
Danny Olmo he's one of these guys that I feel like I've never seen him play club football.
Yeah.
But I've seen him at every tournament that Spain have.
I feel like I know the name really well, but I don't know why.
He always comes off the bench in these tournaments. And you go, why is this guy not starting? He seems to be really good. And he scores, and then but the next game on the bench. And you go, who is this guy? Is he like an old guy or something? You don't know. Turns out he's just 25-year-old Danny Olmo who plays for RB Leipzig. So and his release clause ends in about a week, and it looks like Man City have already inquired. So
Cucurella had a wild tournament as well.
Cucurella had a great tournament, ruined it with his singing, and then it's been interesting. I think the Cucurella one was a real reminder to Chelsea fans that he's actually a very good player.
What?
Your team's just trash.
I heard Chelsea inquired about signing Cucurella and didn't realise they actually had him.
Yeah, they had him. That's the thing is he was unbelievable at Brighton. He was good before. He was good for Spain. I think the common denominator that might be just Chelsea are bad.
Yeah.
So I think they had some real standout guys that are all going to attract interest from everyone, but they're all going to end up at Barcelona. Because Nico Williams has been an Arsenal and Liverpool target for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
We actually put in a bid for him last year. Barcelona want him now to be the wingers, him and Yamal. And he's like keen on that now.
Yeah.
Who was the other one? There's another Spain player. Moreno, who Arsenal, he failed at Newcastle a few years ago. He's gone away. I can't remember where he's at. I keep forgetting. It's either Betis, Sociedad, or Sevilla. It's one of them.
Yeah.
But Moreno, he's just a good, tall guy that wins duels.
Yeah.
27 or 28. Not a very Arsenal signing, but kind of one of these side ones we'd make.
Helpful little signing. We
were pretty much agreeing personal terms before the Euros.
Yeah.
Barcelona now want him to win duels, and he's keen on staying in Spain now. So, that's the problem with Spain winning this means that Barcelona and Real Madrid want to buy all of them.
And a lot of Spanish are similar to Italy as well. A lot of their players do prefer staying in their country. They prefer staying home.
Yeah, and another interesting one was Carvajal said that every day in training he asked Rodri to join Madrid. Yeah. And Rodri basically said one day. So
that'd be terrifying if he joined Madrid.
I'd say this: if Mbappe and Rodri joined Madrid this year, that's it for everyone, really. That's Champions League done.
Yeah,
that's unreal. But it kind of makes sense that Rodri should end up somewhere like that. But he was an Atletico player.
Yeah.
So that kind of seems like he wouldn't do that. To me, Rodri's a Barcelona player through and through.
Yeah, 100%. Like biscuits.
Yeah, but I just don't think Barcelona can afford a player like that. So, as far as the Euros go, I think the tournament was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's amazing the minute it finishes how quickly you go, I can't wait for Premier League. And I hate you.
I've already got my shirt on. I've already got my Arsenal shirt on.
I hate international football. Like instantly, it just finished and I was like, oh, I hate international football. But here we are. That is the end of the Euros chat. That's the end of Positively England.
Yeah.
For now. Obviously, in the next few weeks or months, or it could be years, we will get into who the New England manager is. Let us know on our TikTok or anywhere like that if who you think the manager should be. I think I've put a post out about it. But we're going to get into some Arsenal stuff and really kind of start setting up the season and how we're going to tackle this season on
Heck
the
yeah.
podcast, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to have a short break from our friends at SeatGeek with our promo code.
Shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring. We recently became a brand ambassador for them. SeatGeek is a ticket app that takes confusion out of buying tickets. They have a 0 to 10 score on each ticket to know if you're getting a good or bad deal. Green is good, red is bad. Plus, our listeners get $20 off their first ticket purchase with our code TBA Wrestling. Click the link in the description to download the app. Remember code TBA Wrestling. Thanks again to SeatGeek.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you, SeatGeek. Thank you, TBA Wrestling. Promo code $20 off. So, Euros is done. It's in the books. Another season is here. We're approaching our second season as a podcast.
Wow.
Which is quite exciting. And honestly, something I feel like we should do is we should go back and listen to episode 1.
Yeah.
Or the first couple or something and just kind of see where our heads are at. Because, I mean, this time last year, we weren't even podcasting yet, but it was coming up.
Yeah.
And we do this. We have a problem. Joe and I have a problem that on a Tuesday, Joe gets here. We do another podcast, the Peppercorn Boys. Check it out on YouTube, TikTok, and iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Then we watch Raw.
Yep.
WWE Raw. Then I talk at him, even though he's worked all day, until about midnight about Arsenal. And then we go to bed. And then the next day we come on here. I have to then talk at him again. But this time...
I'm more awake this time, though.
Yeah.
Last night when you were talking to me, my eyes were going funny.
Yeah, I could see them.
I was getting dizzy.
They were like like they were going out wide. You were checking it everywhere.
It was
checking
fun,
the
perimeters.
perimeters.
It was fun.
Yeah, so but then I have to repeat myself.
Yeah.
And it's not as exciting for you to hear.
We should just hit record.
I know. I the amount of times I've nearly done it, but the thing is, it would be just me talking.
Yeah, me just staring.
Yeah, it's just me talking. You wouldn't even know you were there. But we got into a lot of this stuff. But this time last year, you have to think back, and we'd done the one good year where we could. The word is bottle it.
Yeah.
Last year it wasn't a bottle, but the year before it was this horrible. We were ahead all season, out of the blue, and we didn't know if it was a fluke or whether we were now good.
It all felt like it wasn't supposed to be happening when it was happening.
Yeah, and then this time last year, we were like, our heads were, is that continuing, or are we going back to what we used to be?
Yeah.
Will Arteta be in the job? We were asking questions like this. Will Arteta be in the job at the end of the year because was that a fluke and then we now become 8th?
Yeah.
We didn't know. And we were trying to convince ourselves, like, since Smith Rowe and Saka came into that team, that Chelsea game 3.5 years ago now,
wow.
We haven't actually lost many games. It's always been like, it's never really gone back on itself.
It
it's
all changed.
Yeah. So we were trying to convince ourselves like maybe we will be good this year, but we didn't. I remember we all kind of guessed that we wanted a good cup run, even if it was a Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
And a top 4.
Yeah.
That was our kind of hope. We ended up getting a real title challenge to the last day. And a Champions League run that was actually better than what I expected. Yeah. And the thing, similar to England, I think with Arsenal, is we realised we were good. And then when we got in the Champions League, you hear names like Bayern Munich and you think, oh, we're not good enough. And then when you start to watch, you go, we're better than them.
Yeah.
And
a little bit of PTSD from the past, though, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the world now. Like, you know, if England get Brazil in the World Cup, everyone's going, oh, God, we're out. It's like, but Brazil's not Brazil anymore.
No.
And guess what? Bayern Munich aren't Bayern Munich anymore. You know, Barcelona aren't Barcelona anymore.
Yeah.
Real Madrid probably are.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So like Leverkusen are a worse draw than getting Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah.
At the minute. But we weren't sure where we were at. We were buying David Raya. We were confused about that because we loved Ramsdale. We just gone and spent 65 million on Havertz.
Which everyone seemed to be very confused about.
Which none of it, that came out. Do you remember that? We were chasing Rice. The rare stuff. There's all these rumors around that Nico Williams was being talked about, all this stuff. And we were like, okay. And then I remember there was a day where Ornstein dropped in. He said, Arsenal looking at Havertz.
Yeah.
And we were like, nah, that's not a thing that would happen. Then like 3 days later, it was like personal terms agreed. And we were like, it's probably just a rumor. Then like 2 days later, he opened up the shirt and we were like, okay, Havertz is at Arsenal. And we were like, oh, we spent all our money on him.
Yeah.
And we're not got any for Rice now.
Yeah.
But then we bought Rice.
Yeah.
So this time last year was a very confusing moment, and it was a very fun time to start a podcast.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, to spend essentially, we bought Timber, Rice, Havertz, and Raya.
Yeah.
Right, Raya was alone. But I mean, very confusing.
That's a funny little crop.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 are Premier League proven.
Yeah.
2 of them were from all 3 of them were from actual London rivals.
Yeah.
And then one of them was from Ajax. And then game 1, we lose one of them for the whole season.
Yeah.
And we only saw him on the last day of the season.
But we get him like a new signing again now. So
yeah, and I know people hate that the new signing thing, but I mean, Timber really is.
It does feel like that.
He's so good. He's so much better than what we'd realized already as well. But it was a very confusing time. Fast forward a whole year, and obviously we're going to get into previews and all this kind of stuff as we get closer to the season.
Yeah.
But we're getting there now. It's probably another 2 episodes before we're previewing the first game.
Yeah, not long.
It's mad.
We'll know some more bits before then as well.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly as well, by the way, our first podcast was 2 weeks prior to the start of the season, because when you start a podcast with Apple and stuff, they give you a 2-week delay of how long it takes to get onto iTunes, because they have to do like checks on you and all that kind of stuff. So I think we actually recorded it 2 weeks out from the start of the season, which means the podcast officially started in about a week's time last year.
Wow.
And that's when we actually did that preview. And then we had to wait a couple of weeks to the next episode.
We spent a lot of time in this room.
We have, yeah. And I mean, when it got to the end of the season, I must admit, we started recording on the fly in different places. Whereas in the season, I mean, I had that notepad flowing. I had to do hours of prep. So I'm getting excited for it, because I think we will do. I was trying to think this morning of like, do we do prediction league? Do we do a different style of prediction league? I know Goldbridge does one where he does, each host picks a player that will score, a team that will win, and like something else. I don't know what, I can't remember what the other one was. And you get points for those. So if you get like, you go, you're like Havertz and Brentford win.
Yeah.
You get 3 points for each. But if you get both of them, you get like 10 points.
Oh, nice.
And you do it something like that. So it's not just the goal. But the thing is, I also like going for all the games. So
yeah.
I don't know exactly how we're going to do it yet. The idea of the whole off season was to figure out exactly how I was going to do it. Haven't figured it out.
I'd like to know when about during the start of the podcast I started doing my funky outros.
Yeah, I don't know, because you've got to get ready for that. You've only got 3 new teams to play with.
Yeah.
Other than that, you've got to come up with a new thing.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
There was a point there towards the end where I was dishing up like stats about their cities and stuff.
Yeah, there was one where you did the exact same one twice, but it was an away game, one of them. One was home, but you still I
messed up once. The whole time.
One time. That's mad. Yeah, I don't know. The trailers will be back, obviously, as well, when the season starts. But it's an interesting one. I think we're in this moment where the Euros have just finished. Business is starting to happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so hard to get a lot of the stuff done, because some people are on holiday.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be talking to their agents quite as much unless they're desperate for a move.
Yeah.
So it's going to take time. I've got a feeling this could be one of those years where a lot of signings get done in season.
Yeah.
Like the first few games. We might not buy anyone until we've played a game.
It's going to be a slow start, I think.
Yeah. So, but as far as outs goes, Koza Dubree's joined Brighton after being released from his contract.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a sad one, but obviously I'm at a point now where I just trust the team.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
It's a comfortable position to be in.
For years, we've talked about it before, I loved Lacazette. Yeah. I loved Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Maitland-Niles calling each other Fofty. I loved Bellerin and his mustache. But at some point, you have to realize these players aren't good enough.
Yeah.
Or they're not. Well, they're not good enough, but they don't fit what we're trying to do. And there's only so many times you can watch it. It's like Tierney in his Tesco's bag. I loved it. But we've moved so far beyond. I loved Zinchenko.
Yeah.
But then even a year later, you move on.
Yeah.
I still like Zinchenko, but it's different.
We're progressing fast.
Exactly. But now I just trust them, that they know what they're doing. And the biggest case of that is the news of Smith Rowe potentially moving on to Fulham.
Yeah.
It looks like Fulham and Palace put in a deal of around 30 million. We value him around 35. It looks like Fulham, we've knocked them both back, but it looks like Fulham are pretty much intent on getting their man. Yeah. And Smith Rowe wasn't involved in any Arsenal training.
Yeah.
And we spoke about this last night, is he could become the biggest sold player of Arsenal history.
Wow.
because we're terrible at selling.
Yeah.
Iwobi and Oxlade-Chamberlain are the highest, and Willock.
Yeah.
He could join that crew. And again, when you look at it, they're all hail enders.
That's crazy.
I guess Oxlade isn't be homegrown, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like Willock, Iwobi, and Eddie probably is going to go this summer. It looks like Marseille look very interested. But it's all around that 30, 40 million mark. And I mean, when you're looking at youth players from Chelsea to Villa going for 30 million,
Yeah.
Smith Rowe, he hasn't played enough, but I think everyone collectively who watches football understands he's very good. But he could also be Morgan Gibbs White good.
Yeah.
And I, by the way, rate Morgan Gibbs White very highly, should have been in the England squad. But I just feel he could be a player that goes to Fulham and we go, he's going to be unbelievable. And he's okay.
Yeah.
And he gets 2-3 seasons, and then all of a sudden you go, he doesn't start every game.
Yeah.
Then he gets sold to Saints, who are kind of battling, and you go, he wasn't that. He never actually was that player.
His ceiling was never as high as we expected.
Yeah.
Or was that because of injuries?
Or does he go to Fulham? He unreal.
Yeah.
And then he signs for Liverpool or something a year after.
If he stays fit.
If he stays fit, I think he is. I love Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
But again, the perfect example of trusting that group, that Edu, Arteta, Richard Garlick, these guys, that they know what they're doing. And I think a lot of it comes down to personality. I think Arteta is a big personality guy. And when you look at Smith Rowe and you look at some of the stuff he's done in the past and said in the past, he definitely, you know, for example, he came in overweight.
Yeah.
He went and got a chef. He still ate bad food. He came in overweight. Then he had to battle. Obviously, he had to battle with that. And when you see him in his off seasons, I mean, he's dressed very over the top. He's partying. He's in clubs.
Yeah. Not Arteta's vibe.
By the way, all these things you can do.
Yeah.
If you're a football player, go let loose. You're going to do what you want. I don't care. But I think Arteta's the type of guy, he likes Rodri.
Yeah. Rice.
He likes Rice. The guy with no tattoos. It is, by the way, I don't agree with any of this. But I'm just saying, I think he likes that.
Yeah.
No tattoos, family, you know, really into Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
And he wants to graft.
Yeah.
It's a job. That's why he likes Ben White. And I know Ben White's the opposite of what I just said, but he's not. I think the perception of Ben White is he's like that.
Yeah.
But the reality of Ben White is he's just a guy who does a job.
Yeah.
Works really hard and gets on with his life. And
He's
he
a
has
warrior.
his family and he likes his family and that's it. I think he just likes that. I think he met with Tony. He didn't like Tony.
Yeah.
I think Smith Rowe might be in that crew. It's just odd that at the end of the season when we could have brought on Vieira, he brought on Smith Rowe every game. And it just felt like maybe he was giving him one last shot.
Yeah.
But we weren't sure if it'll be him or Eddie Vieira going. But if it looks like Eddie and Smith Rowe are going, Nelson might go out on loan. Nuno Tavares has gone out on loan to Lazio.
Yep.
Next year they have to buy him for around 7 million, but we have a sell-on clause of 25%.
Yep.
Sambi Lokonga has gone to Sevilla. That's a loan. Next year, 12 million. And that's an obligation. These are all good things. We've just got 10 million from Omari Hutchinson moving to Ipswich from Chelsea, which is good business. That's the stuff we haven't been doing, these sell-on clauses. We could get 35 million for the pair of Smith Rowe and Eddie.
Yeah.
Ramsdale, if he is going to go, it's going to be around that price, I would have thought. But apparently we're holding up for around 50 million if Ramsdale goes, which I agree with.
Yeah.
Because I think we just undersell. Like if Curtis Jones left Liverpool tomorrow and went to Wolves, they'd sell him for 50 million.
Yeah.
So why isn't Eddie Nketiah, England under 21's all-time goal scorer, guy who scored hat-tricks in the Premier League when a lot of top players haven't?
Yeah.
Why is that guy not going? And I remember that we did this with Iwobi.
Yeah.
We sold Iwobi for good money. And I remember thinking, people were like, oh, that's a lot of money. I was like, he's played like 100 plus games in the Premier League. He's played in Europe.
Yeah.
You know, he scored goals. Like, how could you not pay that much money? You've seen Iwobi at Fulham as well.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
Very good player. So I'm just starting up the TikTok while we're still live.
Yeah, and if you haven't jumped on the TikTok and you are listening to this after the fact, come check us out on a Wednesday morning, usually 10 o'clock start.
We're a little bit later, though.
And we have a little chat in there, and it's always fun. And we're going live.
We are. Yeah, I don't know. But we're moving a lot of players on. We talked about this last night, and Cedric and El Neni have already moved. Nuno and Sambi loan.
Yep.
Eddie, Smith Rowe look like they're off.
Yep.
Ramsdale looks like he's off. Tierney will probably be off. Then there's a lot of players off the books, and I mean 500,000-600,000 a week we're probably saving with these players. Plus, we're going to bring in 100+ million. But the talk is from Gunnerblog is that Arsenal intend to make signings that are more like Trossard and Jorginho than they are of anything else.
Yeah.
And the reason for that apparently is not necessarily just cheaper and older. It's cheaper and older to build that squad into a more winning, like a deeper squad of veterans as well.
Solid depth.
Is to also hold a massive amount of FFP room
Yep.
to make a big signing if the player that we're looking at becomes available.
Yeah.
We don't know who that is. Don't know where he plays.
Being smart while you're waiting.
Right. So I think that is the plan. If you just want to mention any players you're looking at or anything like that.
Yeah, I think I like the idea of bulking out the squad. I know we got some rumors around who we're bringing in. Like, I think we talked about it last night. Everyone talks about having a striker, like one main striker, but the idea of filling out different positions. And I think we mentioned it earlier, Eze being a prime example of someone who can slot into what we need in our team currently. And that's a player that can play left 8 and left wing at the same time. So it allows Havertz to be able to move up the pitch in that false 9 position. That's a lot more effective. And that means the knock-on effect is we don't necessarily need a striker, because Havertz did kind of prove last season that he is happy to play in that position and plays well. And he kind of proved in his Euros as well. He is like Germany's #1 striker now. So I think an Eze would be our smartest signing just for the roles he can fill. I do think a little bit of depth. I think Kimmich is also a rumor as well. Kimmich can kind of do that Zinchenko role, kind of, where he can play a little bit of left back, a little bit of left 8, maybe invert as well sometimes. But again, we got that with Zinchenko, so I don't necessarily think we need Kimmich to fill that role. I'd rather a younger English player in Eze, especially if we're losing homegrown talent.
That's the thing in the homegrown. When you look across our squad, I mean Ramsdale, Smith Rowe, Eddie, that's all homegrown. If you lose 3, and we're already on not the brink, but I mean I think we're definitely in the kind of area in which we're on the lower scale. Because when you look at the team, I think Raya's homegrown. Ben White's homegrown. Saka. I think Martinelli technically counts. I think.
I don't know how it works.
Rice, but I mean that's 5. I mean you got to have 8 or 9 really. I don't know what the exact number is, but there's no way we're going to have to. I think we're bringing in a couple goalies this week, and they're homegrown. So I don't know if that's the plan. But I mean, if Ramsdale leaves, you're essentially just playing him. You're just replacing him with another homegrown English keeper that probably is.
There's a chance we're going to lose about 4 or 5 homegrown talents in this. So we definitely need to replace some of that.
For me, I think I think I'll go against. We had this conversation again this time last year when we were starting the podcast. Is we needed an out-and-out forward, and we never bought one. And we're here a year later, and we're probably not going to buy an out-and-out forward. But I think we also seen how we played this year, and I think Havertz was really good in that role. I think the way in which we play is more akin to like a Liverpool when they had Firmino. Firmino wasn't the best out-and-out forward, but I mean he was an unbelievable football player, and I think Havertz is that. And I think that's why Salah and Mane look so good, and that's why Saka and hopefully Martinelli will be back to his best this year. So I think that's the plan. For me, I think Calafiori, I believe his name, the Italian lad. I think he'll come in. I think we'll probably make either a loan or a smaller buy in the midfield. And then I think we might hold out for maybe an Eze or someone later on in the transfer window. But for me, my dream signing this summer is Eze. I think I'd just be really interested to see how he'd get on at Arsenal.
I think that makes the most sense for what we need. I mean, there's loads of it's fun. There's always fun rumors that would be a lot more, I don't know, exciting maybe. But I think Eze is exciting for what he can offer. Yeah,
definitely. So it's going to be interesting. There's obviously no news yet. The main news is kind of people leaving. And as that picks up, and I don't know if that dictates how much we spend and how quickly we spend it. So it could be a case of we need to see Smith Rowe leave. Nelson, Eddie. But again, they're also juggling this American tour coming. And I mean, if you got rid of Smith Rowe, Eddie, and Nelson this week, I don't know who's going on that tour. Like, honestly.
They got to take some names because people are expecting.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. People are spending money. It's a moneymaker, this tour. So you can't take no one. I mean, I think last year we took Turner and why have I completely forgotten his name? The centre back, the American centre back.
Oh,
we had for
Trusty.
ages. Yeah, he never played for us, but he was there and he was a
Yeah.
big part of it. Kivior was a big part of it, who had just been signed, I think. But they kind of did that on purpose, and then they sold him.
Yeah.
So there's people like Eddie and Nelson who could be major parts of this preseason.
Yeah.
Who get sold before they even start the season. That's why preseason is always a bit of an odd one because you're kind of watching it thinking, "Oh, this will be interesting," and then you're like, "Oh, none of these players are playing for us."
I mean nothing. Yeah.
But it'd be good to get minutes into Timber because
Yeah.
again, he did a whole preseason last year, Community Shield, injured in the first half of game 1, came back for the second half of the game 38,
Yeah.
and that's it.
We're going to see a lot of Timber.
So I think they're going to get him up to speed. Odegaard's been nice and fresh, which is a real blessing that he hasn't been away. Vieira, hasn't been able to get fit all season. Hopefully, a proper preseason. If you remember this time last year, he broke his foot.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to do a preseason, which kind of hampered his whole season.
Yeah.
And Vieira is a player that I think we just haven't quite seen enough of.
Yeah.
That I think over time, we'll realize how good Vieira actually is.
Yeah.
We've got Cheeky Gooner in the TikTok chat, Gunners Rust podcast. If you
Hello.
haven't already, like the thingy. Hello.
Thank you for the like.
Like the video, share it if you can. Do those types of things. We've just gone live. We're just wrapping up the podcast here. Gunners Are Us, iTunes and Spotify. Make sure you give that a download. But no, yeah, I think the preseason is going to be fun for a lot of reasons.
I'm just excited to see us in that new kit.
Yeah, I was interested. We saw the training kit as well.
Yeah, nice.
With the badge in the middle. Right?
Yeah.
This looks a bit different. We've got Junaid saying hi, and Cheeky Gooner says, I'm going to both the Emirates Cup games next month.
Woo!
Amazing.
That's fun.
I am looking to see if I could go to at least one of them. The plan was to go to one of them because I'd like to go get my shirt from the Armory.
Yeah.
But if you could smash that like button, keep watching. And as far as the podcast, if you're listening, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode.
It's both of us.
Yeah, it's both of us. We're back in the studio as well for the first time in about 5 weeks. And there'll be an intro song, which is nice.
Yeah.
You would have heard that already. SeatGeek, TBA Wrestling with SeatGeek. For $20 off your first purchase.
And people have been using it. So thank you to anyone who has been using it.
We do appreciate it. That has been the Gunners Are Us podcast. We will see you next Wednesday where we'll be more positively Arsenal.
Yeah.
There might be some sales. Maybe there'll be big rumours. And we might have an England manager. But all of those things. And Fridge Magnet says Calafiori soon, hopefully.
Yeah,
we hope
very
so
soon. Imminent.
Either way, we will see you on the podcast next Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
I don't know how to stop the new Zoom.
Whoa.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
This looks fancy.
There it is. Bye-bye.